Welcome back. I'm Jay. We got Steve at home. We are talking about your pictures today. This is the Heads Up Show where I critique your picture, or I critique the helmet in the picture, and Steve, you critique the picture and you tell people how to make better pictures.
And if you want to see your stuff on this show, email your pictures to pics@greengridiron.com. This is episode 53. We've done hundreds and hundreds of helmets, and we're getting to them, and we're still getting a lot of emails. Today's a good mixture of collectibles and field use. And last week, Jay, people thought you were pretty harsh with your scoring. So let's see what happens this week.
I haven't had a chance to read a lot of the comments from last week yet. So maybe this week I'm going to double down. Maybe I'll be even harsher with my scores.
So first up is Tim. Hey, my name is Tim, and I'm a running back and short snapper at Nichols College in Dudley. What is that, Massachusetts? I have an XL Speed Flex with Nike sleeves visor, decal UA clips, a couple of other things that he got from us. Huge fan of the show. Thank you very much, Tim.
Awesome. Steve, it's Nichols College, not Nicholas.
Is that what I said, Nicholas?
I think you said Nicholas, but it's Nichols. So
don't
shout
mind
out
me.
Nichols.
Don't mind me.
I love, Steve, I know what you're going to say. You love all the different looks here. I think that's cool. I'm wondering, is that something that he wears in game or not? I don't know. As a running back, maybe a running back can get away with that, but not catching out of the backfield. Pretty standard out of the box helmet design here. We've got decals on the sides on a black helmet, black face mask, black chin strap. I love the all black look. You got a little bit of white in there in the decal and some green, obviously, and then just the matching visor, which I got to tell you, I think the matching visor is kind of nice. He kind of went on a mission, and I love the story of that mission that he went on, obviously, to get the shot in all those different places. Mm-hmm. So, Steve, I'm going to go with a 6.8.
6.8. All right, I was expecting a little bit higher, but for the pictures, super happy with it. Like you said, he bounced around all over the place. I couldn't ask for anything better as far as the photos are concerned. So, good job, Tim. Next up is Marco. I know, y'all don't like the Cowboys. That's pretty funny. He sent before and after pictures of another helmet he made. So he said, keep up the good work. I still love y'all show. And Jay, you might love the Dak Vader helmet. So let's get into that.
I do love the Dak Vader helmet, and talk about Bass Boat Flake in this guy.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. Steve, what kind of job did he do to really get the glitter to show up in these photos? Great job.
I think he did a great job. You know what's pretty funny? As the backdrop he used, it looks like one of those windshield shades.
Yes.
Which I think was smart because it's silver and it just probably brought back a lot of that light.
It goes for sure. I love that he's got that little tape name thing on the back that says Dak Vader, right?
Dak Vader, yeah.
He's got the NFL shield on there. He's got a warning label on there. He's got the Cowboys. He had to work with what he had when it comes to the Cowboys rear bumper on there. That's one that goes on a shut helmet. I think this thing is fantastic, Steve.
It is, and I'll do you one better. He sent in two. Here's a before.
Okay.
Here's a kind of during, and then boom.
Oh, wow. This is very cool. So this is basically, here's what I love about this, Steve. This is taking something like a football helmet, using it as a canvas, and then getting inspired by something else and applying that inspiration to the canvas.
Even for a Cowboys helmet, this is how it's done. I love the back of it, all that stuff going on in a nice straight line. Marco did a good job.
When you send in pictures for more than one helmet, I give an average score of the two. Both of these are great. Both of these have a couple of little things here and there that aren't up to perfection standards, we'll say. But overall, fantastic, Steve. I'm going with a 9.4 average score for these two helmets.
Wow. Yeah, and it was well earned. You could tell there was so much effort that it went into both of these. That Dak helmet, though. Yeah. Dak Vader.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right, next up, Xavier. We've seen looks similar to this, but I really like this one.
Yeah, so Javier, what can we say? Fantastic job here. And I gotta say that I wonder how quickly it took Javier to get out his paintbrushes, or he's probably airbrushing all this stuff. Once Brady got drafted, or not drafted, but once Brady went to the Bucks, because that's what this is, right? This is a Michigan. This is Bucks. This has got Brady written all over it. The face mask is pretty close to not exactly the one that Brady wears. It looks like it just says Riddell on the front, so we don't have exactly all of the pieces. We could have gone with a Michigan M on the front. We could have gone with the Bucks decal or a 3D bumper. Check out the chin strap on there being painted.
Smart taking these against just a simple white background too, because you want to let the helmet do the talking. Good work with the photos on this, Javier.
Yeah, and this is all about the paint job for sure. Steve, I'm gonna be hard on this one, Steve. I'm gonna go with a 9.1.
Yeah, I mean, that's still a fantastic score.
It is, and I'm not a painter, but I know that those paint jobs aren't easy. You got to have some skill.
All right, thank you very much for that. Next up is Sam. And he says, I'm taking you all the way back to 1973. This was the helmet my dad wore when he was 13 years old. Hope you enjoy the throwback.
Wow. This is going way back. Look at that nose bar.
Yeah.
It almost looks like something out of a horror movie, Steve, right?
Yeah, you're right, man. It's borderline disturbing.
When you look at these, every time I see these, the same question pops into my head, which was, gosh, can you believe that's what players used to wear?
It's unimaginable, especially since the rules were so different and they weren't really doing proper tackling. They were just bashing into each other.
But they were slower, they were pudgier, they weren't hitting as hard. I mean, the guys now are all locomotives basically, and fine-tuned pieces of machinery out there. Sure. So back in the day, not to take anything away from the guys back in the day, but at the same times, they all had real jobs. They played football for fun.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I think this is super cool. I mean, what can we say? I kind of would have to give this a score that would be in its own, scoring it in its own class of other helmets in similar conditions and all that kind of stuff. This is basically just a field use helmet, probably sitting in the back of the garage for 45 years or so. And for what it is, does that say Reach, Steve?
It does.
I'm guessing that's the brand. I don't think I've ever even heard of that brand before. Have you?
No, most certainly. Look at this, shows the size here. Well, and it says meets Noxie standard.
Not today's standard, I'll tell you that.
No.
So Steve, I'm going to go with I wouldn't even know where to go. I'm going to go with a 7.5. How's that?
Sure, because I don't blame you. How do you score something this unique?
But thanks for sending that in, because we find those old helmets always really interesting.
Very cool. Thank you, Sam. Next up is Daniel.
Oh, this is cool. I like this.
I like the photos. I like that they're just unique.
He's flooding a lot of light in there somehow, right? Here are the things I like about this. Obviously, the Oakley visor, it's a prism visor. That's great. We got a hard cup chin strap in there with a ratchet strap. So don't have the new cam lock system on here, but you saw on the back of the helmet when you put that picture up, this is a 2017. So that's what Riddell was putting with the helmets when they were shipping the 2017 models, because it was 2019 that they came out with the cam lock. Obviously, the cam lock would upgrade nicely into this helmet, will fit any of this older Speed Flex helmets. Overall, Steve, this is pretty good. It's an oversized decal on the side, nothing out of this world or anything like that, but it's just a solid helmet. I'm going to go with a 6.3 on this guy.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, good work.
Nice job. Thanks for sending that in.
Next up is Owen. He says, hey there, my name is Owen Coward. I just wanted to show off my first build from start to finish.
Love to see the first builds. And I'm wondering, well, first off, this looks like he must be using, either he works in a shop with a paint booth, or it looks like he's actually getting his own vinyl cut. My gut is telling me this is some kind of a car shop, car painting or restoration shop.
Yeah, no
Looks
doubt.
like the paint job obviously looks pretty legit from what I can tell. Um,
Yeah,
and
you can see here there's a whole bunch of cans in the back there and a big paint booth set up. So yeah, this is fine for a collectible. You know, we say all the time, don't use regular automotive or any kind of paint on your field use helmets because the paint can actually affect the integrity of the material and it can cause the shell to crack. In this case, you're not going to be hitting things with each, you know, so just be careful.
really good job with the finished product, converting this from a white helmet, putting them on the base coat, and then making it black. And then I don't know if he made the decals himself. He went out and got the decals, but overall, it's a good look. The only downside here is the helmet is branded with the Riddell marks all over it, both on the chin strap and on the bumpers. That's fine, but the real NFL helmets, they would actually brand all that out. And if you're really wanting to make this a DIY, you could take those bumpers off, sand them down, paint them. It looks like you've got the facilities for all of that, and use some solutions to remove the red paint that's on there or ink that's on there. Steve, I'm going to go with a 7.2.
Hey, not too bad, man.
Yeah,
Not too
really
bad
nice.
at all. Okay, next up is Luke. It says, I'm from Washington State and moved down to Kentucky. I play on a travel team based out of Clarksville, Tennessee. This is our team's helmet. It's a Riddell Speed Flex SF2EG2 face mask, Oakley visor and clips. The helmet was bought and put together by Green Gridiron.
Nice. Well, I love to give out bonus points when people are buying some of their things from Green Gridiron. It really helps support the cause. So many thanks for that. All of the helmets that we sell, not all of them actually, but a lot of the adult helmets that we sell especially are going to come with blackout packages because that's how we order them from Riddell. So this one is one of those. And black chin strap, black bumpers. I think this is a great look. I love helmets personally that have a logo on one side and a number on the other side. I just think that there's something cooler about those. Right, Steve?
I couldn't agree more. Everything about this helmet looks outstanding. That visor fits like it was just designed exactly for that face mask. And I love those numbers, how they look like they're shifting.
Yeah, that's an interesting font, I guess. Maybe that's to match the Rattlers font on the other side, which is probably, I guess, designed to have kind of like a snake skin scales in the
Yeah.
font. You think?
Super cool. Super
Yeah,
cool.
I like it. I like it. I think the color scheme is good. I think you get just the right amount of oranges and greens in there to kind of bring the whole thing together. Back of the helmet, just threw a flag on there. Still has the original warning label. That's fine. Nothing outstanding or unworldly on the back there. Steve, overall, I love the pictures. I prefer photos that are much lower to the ground. Take the camera, drop all the way to the ground, and kind of not point up, but kind of really kind of point out, I guess, instead of
Yeah.
down at them. Steve, overall with this guy, pretty basic blackout package bonus points. Buying from Green Gridiron bonus points. Getting the visor in there, nice bonus points. So let's go with a 7.2.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank
How do you
you
like
for
the
all of
pictures?
your.
So how do you like the pictures?
Yeah, I mean, I agree about the angles normally being a little bit lower, but hey, everybody likes their own, and this was just simply shot on a tile floor or whatever. I do get that kind of sense of pride knowing that we put all that together and sent it to him, and so that's really cool. All the bonus points in the world for him, man.
Right.
All right, so next up is Len. This is a good looking helmet right here. Different.
The Yulee Hornets. Where's Len located?
Not interesting. No write up with this.
Where is Yulee? I have no idea.
I don't know.
This is it's a simple design that's pulled off with the yellow and the green, and that's it.
Yeah.
Green face mask, green chin strap. We got some. Are those they got to be black, but they almost look green, or they look like they match almost in this photo, at least from where I'm looking at. We got the Douglas Easy Pro Snaps. Steve, you know I love those things, and I love to see those things in this photo here. Just great overall look, and even you got the little Sports Star logo in the chin cup to match the helmet. This thing is very tight.
It really is. I mean, you see the jaw stabilizers are that same matching dark green. The face mask is that dark green. The chin cup. The more I look at this, the more I like it.
So he looks like he removed the warning label from the back. So we need to put a warning label on there. We've got green warning labels available. That would be a perfect match for this.
Actually, it looks like he put an amber one back on, so it's there, but you don't really.
Fantastic. Steve, I got to say, I'm going to give some bonus points for that alone, because you still got the warning label. So the helmet still meets the standards that it needs to meet.
Oh, man, I love that.
It doesn't detract so much that I looked right past it. I love it.
That's super clever.
Yeah, so big points for that. I'd say we could go with a visor, but one nice thing about these Schutt helmets and the Z10 especially is when you don't have a visor on there, you get to kind of see all the cool pads on the inside.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
So there's that, I guess.
Yeah.
Steve, let's go with, I don't know, there's something about this helmet that I really like. I'm really not a fan of the yellow and green in general. But this one just kind of looks cool. It just looks really tight and well thought out and put together. So I'm going to go, Steve, with a 7.9.
Yeah, that's good. And I agree. The more I looked at that, the more I just liked looking at it. And the pictures told that story perfectly of the helmet. It's one of the best looking Z10s that I've seen. So great job.
Yeah, good
stuff. So next up, actually last of the day already, Jay. This is Ian.
All right, Ian. Ian's trying to be fancy here, right?
He sure is. So I see different helmet or different face mask. Looks like a different helmet.
I would definitely say different helmet, because one's got a number on the side, the other's got, is it a lion?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell with the glare from the sunburst. Steve, I like the sunburst. What's your thought?
I love it. I know that he meant it very intentionally. It popping right off of that lion. It's tough looking. I am a fan of this picture right here.
Yeah, he just went out in the field and hung it on a 4x4 post, I'm assuming on a fence or something, and the other ones look like they're on the top of his car, possibly.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, this is going on the video thumbnail, because all of these, bright sunlight. I don't know what face mask that is.
Yeah, so this mask, Steve, this would be the OBJ version of the Speedflex style. So this would be the CUSF 2BDSW.
Oh, that's cool.
That's not one that we have for sale. We're actually considering carrying it, but it is very expensive. I'm curious, where he got his hands on this. Maybe he had this made, because it's not easy to come by at all, especially out on the retail market. If you're a NFL or Power 5 team, those are typically the only teams that you see with these guys. It looks great with the full blackout going on with all of the components. Steve, we're going to end this up with a 7.8 on this guy.
I think you did a good job with your scoring today, man.
All right. And have I redeemed myself?
I think so. We love to see what you guys are all wearing and what you're collecting. And a lot of you might not even know what you're putting on your head. So if you're not sure, when you submit your pictures to PICS@greengridiron.com, you can say, hey, can you guys help me identify what this stuff is? Because Jay will know.
Do some of your crazy workouts. I know you're working out in your backyard because you want to make sure that you're going to come back this next season stronger than ever and shock the world and make all your coaches proud. So here's your opportunity. Put the helmet on your head, take some pictures. I still want to see some Heismans, Steve. I haven't seen any Heismans. Have you?
I have not. Let's get some Heisman pictures.
Yeah, let's do it. So listen, leave your comments below. Did I get my scores right today, or was I too hard, or was I too easy? I don't know. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell for more videos like this. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers. Keep those pictures coming.